morning, students. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let us start third topic 3A, demand analysis. For the sake of convenience, I divided this into 5 parts. So in the first part, we are going to discuss meaning of demand, individual demand and market demand. So let us start with the meaning of demand. In ordinary language, demand means desire. Desire means an urge to have something. We feel that I want this, I want that. So this is what is our urge, our desire to have something. This is in the ordinary language. But in economics, demand means a desire which is backed by willingness and ability to pay. So there are 3 things important for demand. 1, the person should have a desire. Second, the desire has to be backed by willingness to pay for the commodity, and very important, ability to pay for the commodity. Then only the desire is called as demand. This is what the meaning of demand in economics. This can be asked for multiple choice question. Demand means a desire which is backed by willingness and ability to pay. For example, if a person has the desire to purchase a television set but does not have adequate purchasing power, that means he does not have money in his hand, then it will be simply a desire. It is not a demand. You also must be feeling that I want Mercedes, I want this, I want that. But if it is not backed by ability to pay, that means if you don't have money to pay for the commodity, then it will not be called as demand. So, demand is an effective desire, and all desires are not demand. I desire so many things. I want to go around the world. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. These are my desires, but they are not called as demand. So all desires are not demand. So demand is equal to desire plus willingness to purchase plus ability to pay. Okay, then in economics it is considered as a demand. So definition of demand. According to Benham, the demand for anything at a given price is the amount of it which will be bought per unit of time at the price. So what are the features of demand? Number 1, demand is a relative concept. Second, demand is essentially expressed with reference to time and price. This is what is the second point. Now this is what we discussed in the features of demand, these 2 features. Now let us move to the next point, demand schedule or demand schedule. Demand schedule is a tabular representation of the functional relationship between price and quantity demanded for a particular commodity. That means at a particular price, how much the quantity demanded, that is the tabular representation is called as demand schedule. Demand schedule may be either individual demand schedule or market demand schedule. My own demand will be considered under individual demand schedule. But when all consumers are taken together and their demand when we calculate, it is considered as a market demand schedule. Number 1, individual demand schedule. Individual demand is the quantity of a commodity demanded by a consumer at a given price during a given period of time. That means a person's demand, individual person's demand, your father's demand, your mother's demand, friend's demand, they are considered as an individual demand. Individual demand schedule is a tabular representation. Tabular representation means we are showing in the table, showing different quantities of the commodities that an individual consumer is prepared to pay or prepared to buy at various prices over a given period of time. Okay, let us see the demand schedule. The individual demand schedule, here we made two columns. The price of commodity X we are taking as an example, and quantity, price of the commodity in one column, quantity demanded of the commodity in the other column. See, from the table it is very clear that when price is 10, demand is 1. Price falls to 8, demand rises to 2. Price falls to 6, demand rises to 3. Price falls to 4, demand rises to 4, and price falls to 2, demand rises to 5. So it shows that when price is falling from 10 to 8, 8 to 6, 6 to 4, 4 to 2, demand rises from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. In short, you have to understand, higher the price, lower is the demand. Lower the price, higher is the demand. So there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. Let us see the individual demand curve. Now, individual demand curve is a graphical representation of individual demand schedule. Now, in the diagram, you know that this is this horizontal line is the x-axis, vertical line is the y-axis. So you have to draw first the x-axis and y-axis, give the name x and y. Then what we are measuring on x-axis, that is quantity demanded in kgs, and on the y-axis price. So you have to name both the axes. So x represents quantity demanded, y represents price of the commodity. The demand curve DD slopes downwards from left to right. Now how this demand curve we can, how you can get this? See, when the price is 10, in the table, in the last table I told you that price is 10, demand is 1. So your first point is coming like this. Price falls to 8, demand rises to 2. Sorry. Price falls to 8, demand rises to 2. Price falls to 6, demand rises to 3. Price falls to 4, demand rises to 4. And price falls to 2, demand rises to 5. You join these points and you get the DD curve. DD is a demand curve. DD is the demand curve which slopes downwards from left to right, which indicates inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. That is, higher the price, lower is the demand, lower the price, higher is the demand. This is very simple way of drawing the diagram. Okay, give only 2's difference over here, here only 1's difference, so the straight line will be coming, and that curve is called as demand curve. DD is a demand curve. Let us move to the next point. What is market demand or market demand schedule? Market demand is the total demand for a commodity from all the consumers at a given price during a given period of time. Market demand schedule is a tabular representation, that is a table. Tabular means tables representation showing different quantities of commodity which all consumers are prepared to buy at various prices over a given period of time. It is obtained by horizontal summation. Horizontal means I will show you in the table how we calculate that. Horizontal summation of the demand of all consumers at various prices. It also indicates an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, same as individual demand explanation. Now let us see the table. In the table, for the sake of convenience, we have taken only three consumers: consumer 1, consumer 2, consumer 3, or consumer A, consumer B, consumer C. When we add this together, we get the total demand, and that is called as market demand. See, look at, and every consumer's demand is different at a particular price. See, when the price is 10, A consumer is demanding 5 commodities, B is demanding 10, C is demanding 15. So when we add this 5 plus 10 plus 15, we get the total demand, that is 30, and that is called as market demand. Now here again, price falls. Price falls means demand rises. So A is demanding now 10, B is demanding 15, C is demanding 20. So 10 plus 15 plus 20, it is 45. Again, price falls to 6. Consumer A is demanding 15 commodities, B is demanding 20, C is demanding 25. The total of 15 plus 20 plus 25 is 60. So again, when price falls to 4, A is demanding more commodities, that is 20, B is demanding more commodities, that is 25, and C is demanding more commodities, that is 30. So 20 plus 25 plus 30, it is 75. And when again price falls to 2, A is demanding more commodities, his demand rises to 25, consumer B's demand rises to 30, and consumer C's demand rises to 35. So 25 plus 30 plus 35, it is 90. This is how you have to calculate. Now in market demand schedule, again it is the same: x-axis and y-axis. Horizontal axis is the x, vertical axis is the y. On x-axis we measured quantity demanded, along with y-axis we measured price, and whatever the table we have, accordingly we got all the points, and accordingly we join these points and we get DD curve, right? So in the diagram, x represents market demand, y represents price of the commodity, and market demand curve DD slopes downwards from left to right. And again, same, the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now next, what are the reasons why the demand curve slopes downwards? The reasons justifying downward sloping demand curve are: number 1, law of diminishing marginal utility. We have seen that marginal utility goes on diminishing with an increase in the stock of the commodity, and vice versa. Therefore, a consumer tends to buy more when price falls, and vice versa. Vice versa means opposite to first sentence. So therefore consumer tends to buy more when price falls, and vice versa means he buys less when price rises. This implies that demand curve is downward sloping. Second, income effect. In case of normal goods, when price falls, purchasing power, that is real income of consumer, increases, which enables him to buy more of that commodity. That is called as income effect. When income is rising or income is increasing, demand is also increasing. This is what is called as income effect. Substitution effect. In case of substitute goods, when the price of a commodity rises, the consumer tends to buy more of its substitute and less of that commodity where the price rises. So this is called as substitution effect. For example, if the price of Limca is higher and price of Thumbs Up is less, Limca and Thumbs Up, they are substitute for each other. So when the price of Thumbs Up is less, people will go for Thumbs Up and they will demand less Limca. This is what is the substitution effect. Next, multi-purpose uses. When a commodity can be used for satisfying several needs, the demand will rise with the fall in its price, and it falls with the rise in its price. Multipurpose effect we have discussed in the last chapter, that one commodity electricity can be used for various purposes. So when the price of electricity is going up, we are demanding less of that, right? So this is what you have to understand here. And next, new consumers. When the price of the commodity falls, a new consumer class appears who can afford the commodity, so that the total demand for the commodity increases with the fall in price. Every day there are new consumers keep coming in the market, so because of them also the demand is changing. When the price falls, they are also demanding more. So these are the 5 reasons which shows that why demand curve slopes downwards. Demand curve always slopes downwards. In the law of demand, we will discuss in the exceptional case only it slopes downwards, otherwise it always, in exceptional case only it slopes upwards, otherwise it always slopes downwards. So the 5 reasons I have given you for the downward sloping demand curve. So students, the question here is very important. What is individual demand? What is market demand? Then you have to give the schedule of individual demand, then individual demand curve, and then market demand schedule, then market demand curve, and the reasons why demand curve slopes downwards. The 5 reasons you have to give. I hope everything is clear to everyone. Thank you very much.